Welcome back to another article from Clive. And God inspires, I write them down and share them. If you're busy, just remember to put me in your digital device with headphones, iPods, earpods, and I can let's read this one to you on a train, a boat, a plane, a ferry, a taxi, and a walk in the park, walking the dog. And we can enjoy this one together. This is a cute little play on words with a little bit of fun and humour, and it's called Is God Coffee? Let us have some light humour of a sort like a modern parable, looking at something about us and then give it a spiritual lesson. A sower went forth to sow, and as he... Now let us put aside all our placards, those who are pro-coffee and those who are ban-coffee, and just examine our salvation, whether it be longed for or ignored, or if it be little or much. There has been over the years lots of comedy about coffee being like compared to required or desired. So why can we not add God to the mix? How deeply do we require, desire, long for God? How often do we come to Him and daily to drink deeply from Him? Maybe we need a little more, be like babies, and suckle regularly night and day, drinking in deeply and sleeping deeply, cradled in the loving arms of God. But to have some fun and humour, is God coffee? Maybe we should just ask, is coffee your God? Do you and I turn to our coffee cup way more often than we ever turn to God in prayer, Bible reading, study, contemplation, spiritual things? Is a cup of joe way more important than God? Do you awake and instantly rush for your first cup in the morning when you should be actually rushing and reaching out to God in submission, commitment, dedication? And please lead us and direct us this day, rushing forward and towards God. Who or what is your God? What is first, last, and best in everything? Why is not God the very first thought in the morning and the last comforting thought at night as you drift off to sleep, snuggled and cradled in the arms of God? There was a situation in a company some years ago where the supplier's system failed and the big company did not get the usual coffee supplies. And we had Old Mother Hubbard situation. The staff rushed to work, grabbed their coffee cups straight to the break room, only to find that there was none. Bickering, arguing rage. No work was ever done, just unhappy staff. Someone slipped away, went to the local supermarket and got a few bags of various coffees and ran an experiment. Coffee in the machine? Rate it, please. With everyone with their first cup, peace, tranquility, and some productivity. But what was the results of the experiment? Well, first thing in the morning, the unanimous vote was strong. Tarsil, the blacker and the stronger the better. Turkish, blow your head off strong. But the last cup was always to be a boutique. Mild, flavoured, light, fancy. Back to the start. Is God coffee? Do you earnestly and passionately crave and desire Him the moment your eyes pop open? Full strength. Has God filled your thoughts and attention? Is God all you desire? Is it that coffee so rich and strong, with chocolate or syrup, frothy, fluffy? Whatever you do, make it fresh, make it quick. I want it all. I want it now. Was that God or was that coffee? How many of us rush through life stumbling, bickering, falling, getting to the end of our day and try to throw the blame on God when He was there all the time, especially thick and strong first thing in the morning to fortify you bound through the day? Now this medical facility's got a brand new gadget and they played with it. And one of those newfangled scanner machines. So for fun, they fed staff members through as a practice session. How to make it work? What images do you get? How do you read the results? With the results competently and familiarize themselves with all its features and controls before they used it on actual patients. Well, in their scanning, they discovered that they could clearly see the amount of blood flow to the brain. Most exciting. Let's have some fun and run an experiment. So they sent one of their subjects off for a cup of coffee, and then right back to the machine. Before was compared to after coffee experiment. Results: there was about a 40% loss of blood flow to the brain after a single cup of coffee. Just to make sure, they did it to another colleague and got a very similar result. They discovered that coffee dramatically reduces blood flow to the brain. So, if you're about to embark on deeply contemplating or studying, then go coffee and caffeine free, a day or so before and right through for the greatest benefits. Philippians 2:5. Let this mind be in you which was also in Christ Jesus. Coffee appears to dramatically reduce the blood flow to the brain, making your mind less effective. But what would happen if we took the advice to the Philippians and had the exact same mind as Jesus thought, acted just as Jesus did? What an amazing world we would live in, with so many clearly and fully representing Jesus. Quote, when pride shall die, when self shall be crucified, when Jesus will come in and take possession of the heart and the soul, I want you to make sure work for eternity. You have no time to lose. Years have passed. You are not ready to die, and without a decided change, you are not ready to live and glorify God. No longer seek to have your way, to follow your mind and judgment, but put your hand in the hand of Christ and say, lead me, guide me. And that's from 14 MR 112. Philippians 2:5. Let this mind be in you which was also in Christ Jesus. Then in all your thinking, thoughts, desires, passions, and all your actions, then is that coffee speaking, or is that God speaking? To postulate, is God coffee? Well, we'll let you play with that prickly one. But this we do know in Psalm 89:6, for who in the heaven can be compared unto the Lord? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto the Lord? Now, just say we can somehow link God with coffee, then God would be in every gas station, hardware shop, stores, offices, pretty well every home. Also, nearly every vehicle has a holder for God. Specialty stores, outlets, wherever you turn, wherever you go, people would have God in their hands, God in their hearts, God in their lives, morning, noon, night, and often in between. Question: how much of God do you pour into your life? How often per day? Let us drink deeply from the fountain of truth, for eternity gives us a river of life for us to sip and slurp on whenever we have, and that is forever. Have you had your God fixed today? Beware of anything and everything that beclouds the mind, everything that comes between God and ourselves. Philippians 2:5. Let this mind be in you which was also in Christ Jesus. 2 Corinthians 3:18. But we all with open face, beholding in as a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. Let us be undefiled before God, with God in your heart, God in your life, morning, noon, night, and everywhere else. Thank you very much for being here with us. Remember to walk softly, to deal kindly, and to trust in God. And if you wouldn't mind, please hitting the like, subscribe, and the bell icon. You'll get notification of the next one. And until then, stay safe.